Y'all, somebody come look at this. Every time I do my niece hair, I always lay it down and then she come back to me with it looking like this when it's time to remove it. Like, how did it get here? This is not how I intended your install to look. Now we gotta go to the hair store and put a protective style in her hair that she can actually maintain. This out yourself. You think you... Girl, please pick it out. Do you want one or two? There's no 1B. Yeah, that look cute.
There's no what?
There's no 1B.
What?
So one or two.
Okay, let me get the darkest.
So you're gonna need 4 or 5 packs. It depends on you. Okay. It's funny how all the beauty supply stores be in the hood. I wonder why. But I'm gonna grab a few things. Hey y'all, got this blow dryer and we're just gonna head back home and start her hair. Now, why she always make this happen? I'm not going to say she's bad with sew-ins because this is a sew-in. I'm just going to say that she's still in the process of learning how to maintain it because this is how I did her hair on the right. As you can see, I laid it down. It looks so natural. It looks like her real hair. Look at this. Come on now. How did it end up like this? I do not know. Okay, she was trying, but trying ain't good enough. You gotta either do it or don't. So right now we're gonna remove it and put in some passion twists with the twist. I'm going to make it boho passion twist, and I think that's gonna look really cute. I'm not gonna do it too small because she's only gonna keep this in for a month because she insists on going back to a sewing for the holidays, and then she promised next year she's gonna do only protective styles where she can actually repair her hair, protect her hair, and grow more inches. So right now I'm setting the leave out aside and I'm going to start assessing the leave out and see how it's doing after all those weeks of being left out in a straightened state. So she did do quite a few washes. I think she did like 3 washes while she had this install. Sometimes she washed her full head and most times she just washed her leave out. But I am still not really happy with the leave out. I could tell that she has some breakage going on in the front because her edges used to be long and thick and I can see it coming along like is about to start breaking off or something. I really don't like the edges on the side. That really look like it broke off. And around the back, yeah, that don't look too right either. I can see it's thinning at the ends. The roots are still budded. It feels so dry. Even though I got gloves on, I felt it before. It felt so dry. It looks thinned out. I just think that she can't really do a sewing with the whole perimeter. Even though she likes to do ponytails and stuff, I just think that she's going to have some tweaks done to her sewing because she ain't ready. She ain't ready, honey. She ain't about this life just yet, okay? I'm gonna have to put the training wheels back on this sewing because she ain't ready. For the next sewing, she ain't gonna have no hair left out in the back, no hair left out on the sides because she can't handle that just yet, okay? We just gonna leave minimal hair out in the leave out area just to cover up her tracks. So let me go ahead and cut out all this weave real quick. This weave is holding up. She had this hair extensions for almost a year. So I ain't gonna lie to y'all, this is a free service because this is my niece. And baby girl, you gonna have to take these braids out yourself. But I taught her how to remove her braids and all her protective styles. She knows to use water, to use the Main Magic Elixir in her water. She knows to use the detangler, and she knows not to use a comb. She just unravels her braids and I will finger detangle for her. So it's time to finger detangle this hair and get it into sections. So I'm going to need my spray bottle of water. I'm going to need my magic elixir. Yes, because this is going to help condition the water to make sure I can have as much slip as possible. And I'm going to drench her hair down. I'm going to remove this green look. I don't know what she did. She just like she just was like, listen, let me just unravel it and show up. Okay, because she be scared I'll put her off to another day because you know I'm quick for that. If you ain't paying me to do your hair, honey, listen, you are on my time, period. So she just showed up in my chair like, girl, I'm ready. I took out all the braids and I'm like, I got you, girl. So, honey, I am getting ready. I'm putting this hair to the side so I can work section by section and take it one section at a time so I don't get overwhelmed, because I know she got plenty growth. She probably got almost 2 inches of growth and there's plenty buildup. So I got to make sure that I am very careful because the hair is dry because it was in a protective style for weeks. So I'm going to make sure I saturate this hair. I'm talking about wet it down. Do not be stingy. Go ahead and wet that thing up. Make sure it is wet. I'm talking about from the root to the ends. Get that water in there. Open it up. Do whatever you got to do. Lift it up. Get that water in there. Then you're going to grab your detangler. And you're doing 90% water, 10% product. Okay, so you don't need a lot of the detangler, because if you put too much detangler, it's just going to be a lot of product. But if you put just enough and majority water, that's when it really has so much. Now you're ready to start pulling apart. Make sure you're starting at the buildup and unclumping all that buildup, product buildup over the last couple of weeks, and just run your fingers through, de-web, and separate the hair. You're trying to remove naturally shed hair. Now, do not lose your mind and pick up a comb and try to comb through this without no water, without no product, and not using your fingers, because you will never get to long hair. If you are still using a comb on dry hair after you had did a protective style, I'm telling you right now, that is insanity. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and thinking you're going to get a different result. If you keep using a comb on dry hair year after year, almost on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, listen, you gonna comb out all your hair and you ain't never gonna have long hair. You have got to follow these steps. You have got to use water when you are removing a protective style. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You can't just take out your protective style, put some oil on it, and then use a comb and just try to comb through the buildup or put a little conditioner. It ain't gonna work. You got to put water first, and you got to put a lot of water. And if you're going to put water, you might as well put conditioned water and make the water even a super water. And then you might as well use a natural detangler instead of using some conditioner, because when conditioner gets dried up, it's going to retangle your hair. So it's best to use an oil mixture that's from nature, like mine from Cocaknotz.com, because listen to me. I've been doing this for a long time, okay? I done did a lot of heads. I'm talking about the nappiest of the nappiest. I don't care if you don't like that word. I'm talking about the thickest of the thickest. I'm talking about the peasiest of the peasiest. Limp, stringy, and straight. Coily, curly, and kinky. I have done it. And I'm telling you, you ain't gonna find no other detangler out there that's all natural, combined with water, that's going to help you retain length. You just ain't gonna find it. If you find it, you point me in a direction so I can go shake that person's hand, because you know they stumble on something just as good as my product. Okay, and I'm not trying to, you know, sell my product. I am, but I'm not trying to push my product on you. I'm just trying to save you the struggle, because I know the struggle is real. I've been there, done that, made mistakes, spent hours on somebody's hair because I ain't know the magic of these products. Now, even though her edges was compromised because she tried her best, but she ain't know how to really take care of her leave out, the middle of her hair that was sewed in, as you can see, that hair is long, baby. I was taking out her hair and I was like, dang, your hair getting longer and longer. Wow. I was like, girl, how you gonna maintain your hair when I ain't around to do your hair? When I'm whisked away in Dubai somewhere, living my best life, who gonna be doing your hair? What stylist is gonna put up with this? Because I done grew your hair too long, girl. Speaking of stylists, let's be real. A lot of stylists is not gonna do this at all. First of all, they don't know how to do it. And if they do know how to do this, they ain't gonna take the time it takes to really do this for you, because it ain't their hair. So you're probably gonna have to learn how to detangle your hair with your fingers using water and natural products, and growing and retaining your length with low manipulation techniques and protective styling on your own. Because a lot of stylists, they just don't got the knowledge to do this. I ain't gonna lie to you. It took me a long time to learn how to do this. I had to do a lot of research, watch a lot of videos, read a lot of books. I had to do a lot of trial and error. Okay, so I ain't gonna lie, finding a stylist to do this is gonna be hard. But don't worry, I'm putting it out in the atmosphere. I will have a natural hair and scalp salon and spa. Yes, honey, it's coming soon. It's gonna be gorgeous, and I'm going to have highly trained natural hairstylists who are going to make sure we get you to your desired lengths. I'm talking about obnoxious lengths, disrespectful lengths. I'm talking about knee length, waist length, tailbone length. So let's just be honest about it. Is sewing's bad for you? No, it's obviously going to grow your hair. But if you want to get beside yourself and act like you Caucasian when you really brown, you know what I'm saying, with brown people hair, and you got kinky, coily, curly hair, and you try to get some Caucasian Asian hair that's straight, and you try to blend your African rooted hair with that Brazilian hair, yeah, you're going to compromise the health of your hair, and you might thin out your hair. You may have fallout. You may get heat damage. She ain't get heat damage with this, though, but because she was really good with the heat. But it just doesn't matter. If you have your hair that's supposed to naturally be coily and you take it to a texture that it's not naturally supposed to be, like straight, it's going to have some repercussions. So you're going to have to think to yourself, okay, do I want to have leave out and have that natural sewing look, or should I just go ahead and get a lace closure and just look a little wiggy, you know, just to save my edges, save my leave out? Or you can get a texture that matches better, or you can be obsessed with your sewing, okay? I'm talking about treating your leave out almost every 3 days, making sure you don't put too much heat on there, keeping it tied up. You will have to almost be like real serious and real strict, no game, with your leave out if you really want to have that leave out look. And it's definitely not going to work in a climate like South Florida where it's always humid and your leave out is always poofing up. Like, you probably won't stand a chance, okay? You just going to have to make up in your mind, I'm going to deal with the repercussions because that's the look I want. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit that like button and comment below how you feel about sewings and if you really feel like they grow your hair or not. Make sure you stay subscribed so you can see part 2 and see how I transform this hair in this protective style and get her hair protected.